Hey everybody, welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Choosing Beggar Reddit video. If you are new to the channel, then subscribe and click on notifications so you don't miss out on the fun. In our first story, a Choosing Beggar princess VETO'S buying a new house. Let's jump right in. Well, there is so much to say, but I'll try to cut it down as much as possible because I could really go on and on. My now husband and I moved into my mother's finished attic to help her pay the mortgage and to save money, knowing we would eventually buy it from her. My mother was also renting out the second floor to local students to help supplement her income. My mother lives in the finished basement. It's like this for a couple of years until I'm finally financially ready to buy the house. At this point, there is only one student left in the house, Choosing Beggar, and we explained to her that I'll be buying the house and moving into the main part of the house. My husband and I needed the room. Oh yeah, and we own the house now. This also means Choosing Beggar will be moving into the attic. Choosing Beggar says okay to this and we begin the moving process. 4 months of prep start. We move into one of the empty bedrooms and begin a rigorous cleaning and storing schedule. Now it's the weekend of the big move. This is where things begin to go downhill. A few weeks back, Choosing Beggar asked if we could pack and move her things because she was too busy with work and school to pack. We said fine, because we just wanted to get it done. But literally, the day before the move, Choosing Beggar asks if we can have the carpets in the attic cleaned before she moves in because she's allergic to carpets. This was the first time she ever really rubbed me the wrong way. She had 4 months to mention this. Not only is carpet cleaning expensive, but we would have to push the move back in order to get that done. Well, my mom pulls out her carpet steamer and says she can do it because she just wants the move to be over with. Now that Choosing Beggar is moved, complaints start rolling in. She needs the curtain from her old room so she can sleep. She needs an air purifier. She needs clear plastic tubs to keep her things in. She also complained that her asthma was acting up because my husband used to smoke up there. Now I know cigarette smoke is a pain, but the attic had been empty for 4 months at this point, and we made sure to clean it well before she moved in. If the smell was still there, I could understand, but it was hard for me to believe that it was still so strong her asthma was acting up. She would tell us not to close her door all the way, for reasons, and leave passive-aggressive notes on the whiteboard about leaving the lights on for her when she comes home at night. We left the outside lights on for everyone, but the inside lights depended on who was home and if we were asleep. She said she had seen a mouse. We never did, but we called an exterminator anyway. After 3 months of their service, they never found any mice either. But she was so terrified that she arranged and paid for a crew to come and deep clean the attic. We called a house meeting about her behavior because we were getting tired of it. We told her if she needed the lights on, then she could turn them on herself like a big girl. She said she would move out if she could, but she had nowhere else to go. I said fair enough, but we all have to live together and respect is a two-way street. I would also like to mention that her rent was very reasonable for the area. Then, while all this complaining was going on, my mother dropped the bomb that Choosing Beggar actually hadn't paid any rent in 6 months. What? Oh, but it gets better. We had finally saved enough money to upgrade the electricity in the house. It really needed to be done. Our house was a fire hazard. Like I said, it's old. Although we were now on bad terms, we still let Choosing Beggar know in advance about the upcoming repairs. When the electricians began their work, they were here about 3 days a week from 2 p.m. to 6 or 7 p.m. Choosing Beggar complained about the noise because she was trying to sleep. Yes, I understand she is a student, and students can have crazy schedules, but 2 p.m. to 6 or 7 p.m. is a problem? She never gave us her schedule, not even after complaining about the electricians. I would also like to add that we would hear her in the attic doing God knows what at 3 o'clock in the morning. Electricians starting work at 2 p.m. is more than reasonable. She wrote me an angry email saying that it was unfair of us to not include her when scheduling repairs. She is a busy student and extremely stressed out, and she needs her rest. I pointed out that I had sent her an email about this, and if she had any issues, a good time to bring them up would have been when she got my email. She lamented that she needed a quiet place to study, and she couldn't drive to the campus library every day. If it were really that important, wouldn't she just go to the public library less than a mile up the street? She then put a studying, "Do Not Disturb" sign on the attic door. It just hung there all day and all night, even when she wasn't home. I kept trying to arrange another house meeting to try and clear all of this up, but, as always, she was too busy. Finally, this all came to a climax. I had just come in from shoveling 15 inches of snow off the property to find Choosing Beggar complaining to my mother about the animal sounds in the attic. Like I said, the house is old. It's also surrounded by trees. Squirrels and birds had made their way into the eaves of the roof, but the attic is finished and animals are not able to get into the living space. I lived in the attic with my husband for 2 years. We heard noises, but never saw any animals in the house. I had even lived in the attic for a number of years when I was younger. Again, I heard them, but never saw them. So when I entered to find myself in the middle of a wine session, I became visibly annoyed. I rolled my eyes and told her we could have someone come and take a look, but we aren't made of money, so it won't be tomorrow or even the day after that. Choosing Beggar became exasperated and yelled that she's not safe. We don't care about her well-being. This is when I finally blew up. Something came over me and all the anger and frustration I had been holding on to for the last 6 months just poured out of me. I yelled back that we do care about her well-being and that she is in fact safe, but we're trying to get some pretty important stuff done right now, and we don't care about her diva BS. I told her adults can turn on their own GD lights, and adults can also pay their GD rent. She yelled at me, I yelled at her. This went on for a good 45 minutes. When Choosing Beggar was out of bullets, she threw out, "Stop talking to me! Just stop talking to me!" I still had a lot more to say, but all she could say was, "Stop talking to me," like a broken record. No surprise, she got on the phone with her sorority sisters, classmates, whoever the flip, but she found a place to move real quick. Interesting. I thought she had nowhere else to go. I think what she meant to say was she was lazy, and it's just easier to take advantage of my elderly mother and get away with not paying 6 months worth of rent. She had lived with us for years, pretty much her whole master's degree. We gave her rides, loaned her money, supported her, and went to her performances. She was like part of the family. I just do not know why she was willing to throw that all away. Just so you guys know, here are some pictures of our attic. We've rented it out before. Everyone who's lived there said they were quite comfortable. My husband overheard Choosing Beggar talking on the phone once, telling her friend that she shouldn't have to live like this. Maybe she thought she was too good to live up in an attic. I mean, after all, she did call herself Princess. Story number 2 shows us a Choosing Beggar who demands finishing and lifelong maintenance for computer software that never went to market. This is from some years ago, but it's a funny Choosing Beggar story, at least it's funny now. I provided third-party tech support for a small software company. They posted an early alpha, not even a beta, of an accounting program on a private board for feedback on some UX, UI, and functionality. After several rounds of development, they decided to pull the plug on the project, but it was never completed and was never sold to anyone. However, someone installed it for a church which tried to use it. When their bookkeeper called for support, I had to inform her that what they had wasn't completed software and wouldn't function for them. She said that wasn't acceptable, that they couldn't afford a big accounting package and that we were going to have to fix it. I calmly explained that wasn't going to happen, that the developer had decided not to continue the project and that the software was never going to work. I told her that she didn't pay for it, that no one had paid for it, and it wasn't going to work, and to just uninstall it and move on to another program. This enraged her. She demanded we fix it, and she was going to report us to the Better Business Bureau if we didn't fix it. We went round and round. She called every day, berating my staff, threatening us with lawsuits and other actions for weeks. She never understood that a software company wasn't going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars of development time so her church could use the program for free. I finally told her that I had instructed my staff that when she called, we would just hang up and terminate the call. And that is what we did. She continued to call for several more weeks just to harass us. We just hung up as soon as she called. She finally gave up after a few months. This is John from /bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to see more of them, then please hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to drop a like and share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.